The Messiah revealed. Introduction. Not one prophecy, a system. Most people encounter biblical prophecy as isolated fragments, a verse that seems to echo a later event, a line from an ancient text that sounds vaguely familiar. They note the resemblance, move on, and file it away as interesting, but not necessarily conclusive. This book is not about isolated fragments. It is about the architecture beneath the prophecies, a structure that spans 6 different authors, 7 centuries, and 3 distinct literary genres, all converging with precision on a single figure in first century Judea. Not a collection of lucky guesses. A system. This is not coincidence. This is coordination. When you examine the messianic prophecies in isolation, each one carries its own weight. When you lay them side by side, placing Daniel next to Isaiah, next to Micah, next to Zechariah, next to the Psalms, next to Exodus and Leviticus, something far more compelling emerges. Not a theme, a blueprint. Think of it this way. If one person predicts where a child will be born, you might call it fortunate. If another writer, a century later, in a different country, predicts how that child will die, you start paying attention. If a third writer, writing in yet another era, records the exact emotional experience of that death, the specific words spoken, the particular shame, the detail of divided garments, you are no longer dealing with coincidence. You are dealing with design. 6 prophetic streams. Each one contributes a distinct layer to the case. Daniel establishes the timing, a precise clock set in the 6th century BC that expires in the 1st century AD. Isaiah reveals the identity and method, who the Messiah is, and exactly how he saves. Micah narrows the geography to a specific named town. Zechariah details the events of his arrival and betrayal. The Psalms, the Messiah revealed 4, capture the interior experience of the cross from the inside, and Exodus with Leviticus provide the theological mechanism that makes the death meaningful rather than merely tragic. Each chapter stands on its own. Together they build something very hard to dismiss. The claims here are historical, textual, and logical. Where something is interpretation rather than direct statement, that distinction will be made clear. Where the evidence is strong, it will be presented as strong. The goal is clarity, not pressure, clarity. Whatever your starting point, skeptic, seeker, or committed believer going deeper, this framework is designed to give you something solid to stand on. Not emotion, not tradition, structure. The kind that holds up under scrutiny. Let's begin with the clock.